Hello, denizens of the universe. I'm the Romance Scrooge, and joining me today are SR and our special guest, PC the Unicorn. Introduce yourselves, guys. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to.
SR nobody.
As you know, I'm PC the Unicorn, and this is me logging on.
This time around, we are going to be discussing Guillermo del Toro's Netflix original series, Trollhunters, based on a novel he and another guy wrote that I have not read. Has anyone else read the novel that this series was based on?
I only just found out the series was a book. If I knew it was a book, I probably would have read the book first because I love reading those kind of books.
I knew it was a book beforehand, but I haven't been to a bookstore in a while. I'm kind of trying to save up to go to a convention this year. So, I'm going to have to go with new.
Okay, if you don't mind me asking, when they first saw the trailer for Trollhunters, what did everyone think of it?
I haven't really seen the trailer for Trollhunters. I just had someone tell me Guillermo del Toro made this cartoon. It's good. You need to watch it. That was my introduction to it.
Yeah, I heard Guillermo del Toro, Netflix animated show, and I was like, sold.
And I found out through the trailer. When I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, this seemed like a pretty cool show. And it definitely did my expectations. Like, I really like how the kids really felt real and the real issue. Like, Jim, dad just abandoned him and his mom. Toby, parents passed away. And I like that. And there was something else. Oh yeah, I like how they actually had the teenager say bad words. Like when I heard Jim said crap, I was like, whoa, a kid's cartoon having words like that? Okay, sign me up.
To sort of springboard from... Oh, go ahead, SR. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's just, well, although considering this is on Netflix, so they don't technically have to abide by the strict guidelines that you'd see on other channels like Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon or even Disney. I'd expect at least a swear word or two. It's kind of like BoJack Horseman, and they only get one F word per season.
Oh man, see, that show was so good. I binge watched it over the summer. It's also very depressing.
So only one F-bomb per season. Okay, writing team, we have to be very careful about where we place the F-bomb. BoJack stubs his toe. Ryder puts in the F-bomb. You just blew the one time we could use the worst possible cuss word we could use, and for this joke. Okay, put it on through. I don't think we're going to get anything any better.
Well, it was kind of like the joke that people had, like if they ever did a Wolverine cameo in a Deadpool movie.
Oh yeah.
Like if it was PG-13 and stuff, and Wolverine's just
and Deadpool could only say like the F word just one time.
Yeah, and Wolverine ends up using it just by going like, "Who the are you?" It's like, "Oh, come on, man." You used it up.
How are we already getting off topic? We've only been streaming for like 5 minutes and we're already off topic.
Derailment podcast, FTW.
Okay, so I guess a good place to start. What did everyone think of the first episode they watched?
Kind of awkward, clunky start. Liked the premise, liked where it was going. Just you really gotta bulldoze through the first couple of episodes to really get to the meat or really get further into the series and what makes it so engaging. once you've reached the halfway point or once you're close to the end, you are hooked on, and you've got to watch all the way through it. It gets that addictive quality halfway through. But it takes a while to really build up at the beginning there. Like, okay, trying to remember how the first episode came across compared with the writing for the rest of the series. Just like, you have the bare bones or basic stuff there. You're introduced to the teacher being one of the bad guys. You're introduced to the dark-haired kid, kind of awkward, kind of in... God, I'm just having such a brain fog here. I guess, in short, sum it up, the first episode is setting up the basic parts of what the series is, how it's going to play out, who the love interest is, who the big bad is, what the story's about, just setting up all those basic pieces, and that's it. And doing it in the most bare-bones, straightforward way possible. Is that fairly accurate, or...
And you forgot about also introducing the best friend and the mom.
Well, pretty much just introducing everybody that's going to be a major player and going from there.
And I think, as far as first episode go, it definitely caught my attention. Like, it kind of caught my attention a lot more than Miraculous Ladybug did, and I was intrigued.
The Bubbler! Okay,
Yeah,
I gotta give it to you there.
I thought the first episode was Stormy Weather.
The first episode I saw was the Bubbler, and when I watched that, I'm like, okay, why are people obsessed with this show again?
I was so confused when I saw the Bubbler myself. Now, if you start out with Stormy Weather, if that's the first episode, that is a fantastic lead-in or introduction to Ladybug, because that has some of their best fighting and cinematography. First scene that comes to mind, Chat Noir running across the wall, dodging attacks from Stormy Weather's umbrella, just getting a glimpse at Ladybug's ridiculous Lucky Charm, MacGyver type moves. That is a fantastic intro to the series. Whereas the Bubbler, his powers are lame.
Yeah.
There isn't quite as much emphasis on the superhero antics or heroics. Ladybug is more focused on getting petty vengeance against Chloe, wasting her Lucky Charm move to pull a stupid stunt on her, and then just... It's really awkward and clunky. I am curious as to which the first episode is. I'm tempted to give it to the Bubbler because it's a lot more awkward and clunky in execution.
Well, according to this, the first episode technically is Stormy Weather, but in America, The Bubbler premiered on the 6th of December, while Stormy Weather premiered on the 20th. So, yeah, that's but in France, the original was the 19th of October for Stormy Weather and the 20th of October for Bubbler.
Damn, how could you have such a fantastic introduction like Stormy Weather, which gives you the Ladybug and Chat Noir dynamic, the fighting cinematography, some of the best in season 1, just something that would rope in viewers and get them excited, and then have this followed up by the awkward, kind of clunky...
Yeah, that episode was really although probably my favorite episode that deal with fight scene was that one in which that little girl Marionette babysit ended up becoming akumatized, and Marionette have to fight Cat in the Wall, Lady Wi-Fi, that akumatized policeman, and that artist guy. And I just found it crazy how she was just able to pause everywhere, and then she was like, I mean, she just whistled the theme song and then just broke the one in half.
The Puppeteer did have... Yeah, that one was another really fantastic episode in regards to bumping up the stakes, having Marinette face off with several previous villains, sort of playing with that particular setup. Definitely got to give you that one. I'm just saying Stormy Weather was one of the better ones for fighting choreography over the course of the entire season. The Puppeteer definitely trumps it in regards to how many opponents she's facing up against, what clever antics she has to do to get herself out of said situation, etc., etc.
Do anyone ever just like once Ladybug activate her lucky charm? Do anyone just pause the TV or the screen quick and try to figure out how exactly that item will help save the day?
Not really. I just wait and see what kind of ridiculous Deus Ex Machina move they're gonna pull, or what ridiculous cartoon logic they're gonna play with. Not really worth trying to guess, since it really is on par with MacGyver in some respects. It's some kind of convoluted, crazy thing. Like, she might grab something you'd never expect, and then voila! Somehow it works and stops the bad guy, even though it's absolutely and utterly ridiculous.
Yeah, it really is crazy. You were saying something, I saw?
I was just well, it depends on what version I was watching. If I'm watching the sub that I'm actually watching, but yeah.
Oh yeah. Do you guys watch the sub or the dub? Personally, I like the sub. The sub is a lot better in my opinion, especially for that Christmas special. Like, I listen to the song in the French voices, and the French voice actor just sung the song a lot better.
I've only seen the French version of the Christmas special. I haven't seen the English dubbed version. So can't really comment on that.
Okay, come on. We gotta focus on Trollhunters. Please.
Okay. One of the comments about Trollhunters brought up a bit earlier was that the characters were written a lot more convincing or realistic when compared to other similar series.
I really enjoyed the fact that like they delved into the fact that Jim Dodges abandoned him and his mother, or like how Aaron sadly passed away and he's been living with his nana. I just really like those.
Is someone opening a freaking cardboard box or something right now?
I've got a monster manual open, so...
Okay, I'm sorry, just,
Well, it's just,
noise.
Yeah. I'm just glad that, the whole Jim's dad leaving thing, like, he is over it, and it's not a defining characteristic of, or a defining characteristic trait for him, and it doesn't define who he is, and he's not like, oh, I'm so dark and edgy and depressed because my dad left when I was but a child, like you see in a lot of other shows.
I also kind of like how Blinky took over the role of being kind of like the father figure to Jim. I found that really sweet and touching.
The way it was set up was fairly organic and natural. I'd have to agree with you on that. I like how it kind of slowly happens over the course of the series, how Jem turns to Blinky for support, not just for his role as a troll hunter, but for moral support and encouragement as well. And Blinky just kind of steps into that role or slides into it naturally. He's not the same kind of mentor that presses time constraints or deadlines for things. He knows that this is a lot he's putting on Jim. And when Jim messes up, he doesn't get mad and snap at him saying, "You've got the entire world riding on your shoulders, boy." No, he's a lot more open and understanding. He'll vouch for Jim. He's stood by his side. He's this positive, encouraging figure. I like that.
Any thoughts, Saul?
Well, at first I was a bit like, with Blinky, I'm just like, I'm probably going to hate this character. But over time, I enjoyed his character. Even when he turned human for a while, I was kind of confused with that. I thought that was going to be like a one-episode gag, but...
Yeah, same thing. Like, I'm really trying to remember, like, did Blinky becoming human really contribute anything? The only thing I can really think of is that he met Jim's mom. Like, I feel like if you would have just kept Blinky as a troll, there really would have nothing that would have changed that much.
I will say that there was a major element to Blinky's character that added to. It's small, but still fairly meaningful. As a human, he got to walk around and experience what it would be like to... Okay, I'm redundant. I'm so bad unscripted. But he got to walk around in the sunlight, whereas a troll, he has to hide in the shadows and really make sure he doesn't step out during the day. He got to see the world in an entirely different light, as well as experience what it was like to wander around in the human world and what it was like to experience human culture to a certain degree.
Yeah, I guess that was it was good to see Blinky able to enjoy all the things normal humans could do. He even ended up finally driving a car by the end of the season.
Love the weird fascination with wanting to drive a car. That was great. I am determined to drive this human automobile, and he finally gets to do it in the big fight in the final episodes.
So speaking, sorry, go on.
Cartoon guy, in regards to what Ladybug is, I'd say that it takes some inspiration from Magical Girl anime and series. In regards to how they set up the Adrian love square plot, whatever, it takes some elements there, the transformation sequences, how campy some of the bad guys are, and sort of mixes it with these two are teen superheroes that need to keep their identities under wraps. But yeah, if there's any series that I kind of draw a few comparisons to or set up as a point of comparison, it'd be Sailor Moon. If only in regards to how campy and ridiculous some of the Akumatized minions get. They're on par with some of the ridiculous over-the-top fare you'll find in Sailor Moon. Or even Power Rangers. That is one of the biggest points or highlights for the show. This tune is ridiculously campy.
Ninjabot, the other Rangers have been turned into footballs. Actual line in actual episode. The Rangers got turned into footballs.
Wow.
And the Red Ranger had to get assistance from a Ninja Ranger robot.
To sort of springboard off another point about potentially finding a character irritating, for me, that particular character was... shoot, how have I forgotten these characters' names already?
Please don't tell me it was Toby, because Toby was my favorite characters.
Toby started off a little bit... I wasn't quite sure what direction his character was going to go. And I wondered if he was just going to be played off as comedy relief or goofball. But over the course of the series, his friendship with
Arg
is really endearing and one of the strongest points of the series. So much so that I wouldn't have minded if there were more episodes where those two were just the lead characters or took over the lead roles. Toby becomes pretty interesting pretty quick. He's an encouraging, really positive friend. He's a fantastic foil to
hold on,
as
my grandma
support.
calling me. I'll be right back. Yes, Grandma.
Just Toby really steps up over the course of the series. Really ended up liking his character a lot, especially with Arg as this odd but absolutely fantastic dynamic duo.
A good comparison I would say for Toby is he's basically a nicer version of Howard Wienerman from Randy Cunningham 9th Grade Ninja. Because Howard is a jerk, but he means well when it comes to Randy. But yeah, he's mostly a jerk. Whilst Toby, he's very nice, and he knows that he's pretty much Jim's sidekick, but he plays with that. He's fine. Ow, my neck.
Did any characters stand out as I'm not quite sure where this character is going to go, but I'm willing to... You mentioned Blinky earlier. What sort of set you off about Blinky early on in the series?
Well, let's see. How to explain. Well, I kind of thought, because we found out early on that the last time he trained a troll hunter, that troll hunter died in the first battle. I kind of thought he would have been a character who would try his best to make sure that he does not repeat his past mistakes, in a sense of just plain forgetting it and never acknowledging it. But instead, we got a character who acknowledges his past, is like, okay, yeah, I was wrong, I failed, but I shall persevere. I shall persevere, and with help from not only myself, but from my student and his friends, we shall have a stronger troll hunter.
Hey guys, I'm back. So I had to help my grandma with something. What are you guys talking about now?
Oh, we were talking about characters that started off a bit iffy, kind of raising an eyebrow. Are they going to fall into the same tropes or traps that we've seen with other characters? For me, it was Toby. He turned out to be a fantastic subversion or deviation from that. And for SR, it was Blinky. I was asking him to elaborate on why he was kind of nervous about Blinky at first.
And for me, Enrique kind of really grew on me. Like, at first, I guess he was a little bit obnoxious, but he quickly grew on me. I especially like how Enrique and Clara soon actually kind of eventually developed a brother and sisterly relationship. I kind of like that touch. Well, not Enrique, I mean.
I kind of thought the mayor of Troll Market was going to be more antagonistic towards Jim and all that, but he kind of turned around and supported them early on in the series.
Yeah, once Jim was able to prove his worth as a troll hunter. I also kind of like the fact that don't you hate when that happens? You're about to say something and then it literally just disappears from your brain.
It's one of the reasons why I start and stop my sentences.
I've had a brain fart at least 3 different times over the course of this podcast.
Okay, what did everyone think of Strickland? Like, I really like him as a character. Like, at the beginning, even before everything that happened, it seemed like Strickland really did care about Jim. He eventually does find himself really loving Jim's mom, which was really awkward for Jim. And near the end, even after everything, they kind of sort of remended their friendship, I guess. Like, at the beginning, it seemed like Strickland didn't really want to hurt Jim because he did care about him, but he eventually figured he didn't have a choice and tried to get rid of Jim. But after they team up to defeat Angerwatt, I think that's his name, and Jim said that maybe he could still change. You kind of see that early teacher-student relationship again that you saw at the beginning of the series.
Yeah, Strickland is an interesting character, I would say, for me, in a sense of like, mostly when it comes to his relationship with him and Jim's mom, and then the whole like him wanting to elevate changelings from being considered second class trolls to being on either equal footing or even higher footing than regular trolls, which is like it's a noble pursuit. Just the way he's going about it is wrong. Let's see.
In regards to how Strickland was presented as a character, kind of mixed feelings, but that's just because of how he held himself and what happened over the series over the season as a whole. As SR mentioned, his motivations aren't necessarily bad. He just went about them in quite possibly the worst way possible. At the end of the season, he's not very welcome amongst trolls, let alone other changelings. He's been bopped down from this big I'm in control position to virtually an outcast. You're kind of wondering where is he going to go or what he's going to do. There's hints that he might reform or turn over a bit of a new leaf, but he's this air of scummy that he will do what it takes for the self-serving position for the most part. He's more likely to go for the self-serving move than really do something for the benefit or well-being of others. Even changelings, despite his whole I'm for the changelings approach, he was really liking the idea of being the man in charge, of holding all the power.
Yeah, and like even when that scene, like he hesitated in pulling that like binding spell between him and Barbara. Like he hesitated, but realized he needed to do it if he wanted his plans to go accordingly. But I really did like that the fact out of everything, he actually did care deeply for Jim mom. Although seriously, could you imagine how awkward that'd be? Like just imagine you in Jim position and like one of your arch enemies is dating your mom.
When you really think about it, by the time Strickland confesses that he's in love with her, it's at this point where, dude, all the moves that you made have been strictly strategic, and you were doing them to screw with Jim. You're beyond the point that you could actually redeem yourself to her. It's just this fantastic blend of irony, and it's just not going to happen now. That ship has sailed. Even with her memory gone, Jim is going to fill her in on what happens, and just...
Who knows? I mean, I don't really ship them, to be honest, because Strickland did a lot of bad things, but he kind of made up for it. Sort of, kind of, not really.
Oh, I'm not saying this in regards to shipping purposes or whatever else. It's just an interesting bit of irony towards his character, and I'm interested to see if this gets picked up or if there's any other scenes following up on this. Like he might shoot a wistful glance at Jim's mom, or Jim might glare at him, say, with this sort of unsaid understanding of "Don't you dare!" Just.
Okay, so what would everyone do? Like, Jim got that thing in which he was able to freeze time for like 45 minutes. If you could freeze time for a certain amount of minutes, what would you do? I know I would pose so many pranks.
It all depends on where I'm at. If I'm at home, then I'll read.
You would read while time is frozen?
Well, yeah, because currently I've got a whole bunch of stuff playing and going around me, and kind of can't like read a book and have a different show playing at the same time. I can draw and have a show playing, or I could play a game and do that, but I can't read. So, but if I'm at like a certain place, it all depends on what the situation is.
One word. Audible.
Audible.
Yeah. It's a service that hosts audiobooks. If you queue it up, you can start up a book and somebody narrates it and you can listen to it while you're working on something else.
Oh.
Yeah. It's, I mean, I listen to a couple podcasts like Night Vale and The Adventure Zone, and I'm fine with that. But when it comes to books, like I tend to assign voices to certain characters, and I'm not particularly fine with that. Other people doing that for me.
Same, although I gotta be careful when reading some book because like once I imagine the character as thought in a way, I have a really hard time imagining them as someone else. Like for example, I was reading this one read Kingdom from Brandon Mall, and like I imagine I knew what the main character looked like
Kind of breaking up there,
based
PC.
off the, but for some weird reason, now
Kind of breaking up there,
can you still hear
PC.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's just you had a little bit of artifacting going on. You sounded really distorted.
Well, okay, like I was saying, but for some reason, when I read the other three character description, I just couldn't stop imagining Ken, Khan, and Laney from Garage Band.
Which series? I think the series title that you were talking about got distorted.
Oh yeah, the name of this book series is called The Five Kingdoms. It was made by Brandon Mall, the same guy who made the Fable Heaven book series. Have you read either of those? Have you read that series?
No.
I have not.
Oh, it's really good. Basically, the series focuses on like these kids like Kendra and Seth, and when they go visit their grandparents in book one, they discover that their grandparents' like yard is actually a magical sanctuary, one of many in the world.
Sounds familiar. I just can't place it right now.
Okay, but come on, let's focus on Trollhunters, guys.
Again, said the format was loosey-goosey, so it's fine. It's fine, dude. Just let it go loose, fast, and free.
Okay. Although, what did everyone think of the Gem Claire woman? Now, normally when it comes to ships like that, I'm like, oh, they're so adorable. And like, I can't say that I don't say because I ship it. I do want to say Gem and Claire will be together. They are adorable. But compared to other high school ships, I've seen the ships done a bit better.
Honestly, considering what the series was going for and what all you had going on in the background, there was enough focus on Jim and Claire that you got the idea that the romance was going on. I don't think it needed any more screen time. It's fine for what it is. Honestly, I kind of wish other action-adventure series would take a couple of notes there. And yeah, hit a couple of highlights, get the point that the two like each other, they kind of nudge together and get together, and there, you have it. Especially if you have a concept like what you have with Trollhunters. People are drawn into it or drawn to it because of the lore, the idea of a kid facing off against these weird monsters, figuring out how to do so in ridiculous or fun ways, sometimes more serious, or just keeping the focus where it needs to be. on the troll hunter aspect itself and the creatures Jim is fighting against.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's.
What did you think of the whole woman status thing at all?
Well, I knew Jim and Claire were eventually. I mean, they haven't yet, I guess, officially in the show gotten together, but I know that they eventually will. But one ship that I'm actually kind of surprised from the show is Toby and that mascot. That was just a very weird,
Wait,
moment.
repeat that again?
Toby and the mascot ship.
Oh yeah, that was I really thought the mascot was gonna be a boy, but no, they got that out the way. But I was surprised that it was actually Darcy. That I think that black, and I wouldn't mind Toby getting a love interest. And I know season 1 kind of ended in a whole Jim going to the dimension, but part of me I still kind of want to see that whole Toby and Claire thing kind of explode in season 2.
Oh no, I've got my pen. Oh, there it is.
What do you guys think? Would you want to see that relationship explode a little bit in season 2?
I think they touched on the general gist or basis of it pretty well with the episode where Claire pulls Toby aside and says, "Hey, you're jealous that I'm going to be spending more time with Jim." They got the major dynamics or tension of that out of the way. We're going to be seeing more of them interacting or teaming up to try and find Jim over the course of season 2. So yeah, it's going to get explored. We'll see.
Wait, huh? I'm talking. Wait.
There.
I mean, I was talking about Darcy, the mascot goal.
Oh, sorry. Now that one,
yeah, I mean,
I'm okay with seeing that explored once the action's out of the way.
Yeah, once the action out the way, I'd like to see that explode. But no, I already understood the whole Claire then I'm kind of clear that up early on instead of having Toby be Claire and try to solve something. Though I kind of wish I really hope by season 2 Toby will learn how to master that Warhammer.
Yes, the Warhammer that he's had cursed with levitation magic.
Yeah, he really got to figure out a way how to control that thing.
Cartoon guy, for context here, the major topic for this particular discussion was supposed to be Trollhunters, a series that is exclusively on Netflix. It was spearheaded by Guillermo del Toro, which is why the title is Guillermo del Toro's Trollhunters. Just kind of derailed and start talking about Ladybug every so often here. 2 very, very different series. One campy, or Ladybug campy as hell, fun to watch because it's so over the top and goofy. Trollhunters, an example of how an action adventure series starring a teen hero should be written, in my personal opinion.
I wonder what a crossover of Trollhunter and Miraculous Ladybug would be like.
No. Don't need a crossover between those two. Just no.
No, just
Ladybug is its own self-contained entity.
Well, actually, Ladybug may be having some crossovers with some future Zag tunes that come out. Have you guys heard about the show Ghost Force?
First time hearing it exists.
No, I'm just thinking about Hawkmoth akumatizing a troll or something. Now you really will be a troll.
Well, Ghost Force, from what I can from what I remember, okay, hold on, let me look it up because I remember it, but there's an official plot. It kind of like it kind of like Danny Phantom in a sense, and I'm pretty sure I remember seeing it on Tumblr a long time ago. That one of the people who like walked on it hint that once the show came out, there could be a possible of it of that show and Ladybug. It would be kind of cool if like Zag Toons kind of set up the entire television universe.
I think they're kind of leaning in that direction since there's been hints that Pixie Girl or whatever it is the one who gets Hawkmoth's Kwame once he gets defeated. Now there's a separate series following her superhero antics.
Okay. Here's the plot. As a boy, Professor Winchenbach was haunted by many evil ghosts. He swore to hold on. Stupid internet. He swore to one day find a way to defeat them. Many years later, he is a science teacher at Central High School. He has finally developed the technology that enables humans to fight and capture ghosts. He secretly recruits 3 students, Andy, Sam, and Natalie. They form a team tasked with hunting down and capturing the ghost that terrorizes the city. Operating from the secret underground laboratory built by the professor, they are the city's only line of paranormal defense. They are ghost foes. And apparently they use like in order to go, and apparently I guess they can like use go. Okay, hold on. The ghost which over me. Okay, like and more detail, like ghosts will use fright, like the fear of humans, as fuel to increase their power and ability to affect the world around them. Our heroes have no choice but to put their daily lives on hold in order to ghost power up and return the city to normal.
So now we have a series that explores what it would have been like if Sam and Tucker had gotten permanent ghost powers and become half as like Danny. There you go.
It also kind of sounds like a combination of Danny Phantom and Ghostbusters.
Ghosts that use human fear to empower themselves. Meanwhile, you got Hawkmoth who uses like fear
Negative
and
emotions.
negative emotions. It's just like, hey, get out of there! That was my target first. No, he wasn't.
Well,
it was mine.
actually, it was. I'm pretty sure it was the first example of seeing this trend was in Randy Cunningham, 9th grade ninja, in which the sorcerer would monster-wise someone whenever they felt a negative emotion. Not the first show I started really seeing this trend occurring at.
Yeah, the sorcerer would like throw some stank at a student or a person that was feeling down and all that, and kind of monsterize them and stuff. And so then Randy would try to figure out how to de-stank them, but just thinking like a crossover and stuff. Just the ghosts that use human fear to empower them, and Hawkmoth that uses negative human emotions, which includes fear. Just like, what are you doing? Get out of there! That's my mark. No, I saw him first. No, you didn't.
Although, speaking of crossover, I decided to restart the Miraculous Falls AU blog, and I actually posted a post saying I was looking for like members who help run the blog, since I really want the AU to continue and drive on. But I've just been busy with school and making YouTube videos, and I actually found one person who's willing to manage the blog when I'm busy.
Oh, good thing.
Although, see, it is so funny how I'm having it in the AU, and with like Mabel know Dipper is Cat in the Wall, and she know that Pacifica is Ladybug, and Mabel know that Pacifica loves Dipper, but Dipper loves Ladybug, and Dipper just see Pacifica as a friend, even though Mabel know Pacifica is Ladybug, and it just drives Mabel crazy that she can't tell either Dipper or Pacifica their real identity. It drives her absolutely crazy.
Love Square madness. Really just hoping that gets nipped in the bud by the beginning of season 2.
Yeah, see the eyes when I watched the Christmas special and she was like, Adrian disappeared and Kendall will appear. There's only one explanation: a supervillain. I just like paused the video and did a face palm like, Marinette, you cannot be that dumb.
Adrian disappeared and Cat Noir appeared. Causation? Aliens.
I swear, when it comes to Adrian, Marinette will lose her mind, whether it's insulting that girl who lied about knowing her, even though she actually didn't do anything wrong, or attacking Santa Claus, even though Adrian told her that the Santa Claus wasn't even bad. She really got to get a control of her Adrian obsession.
Voltron. Voltron was the one that started with you have 5 teenagers fighting the forces of evil, and they have 5 different robots that join together to join a mech. They were the ones that came up with that, or used that premise first, and Power Rangers ripped off of them.
You know, I know. Have anyone here watched like Kamen Rider?
I have not. I was responding to a comment in the comment section, just for some context here.
And my friend actually got me into watching one of the Kamen Rider series. They're like 19 different series and over 800 episodes in total. And I was watching this really good one. Like, I need to finish it. There's like 50 episodes, and I left off of like episode 38. Like, it's called Kamen Rider O, and basically it's about how this like nomad teenager end up, well, not befriending, but end up having to team up with like this board demon hand who possessed one of the main characters' brother, and they gotta collect these medals. And each medal, like, it's kind of a long story, but it's really good.
But 800 episodes, instant. Nope, nope.
And don't, well, there's a couple of advantages. One, not all the series even connect. Like, each series is its own thing, and like some series are on like 50 episodes long. They just use a word Kamen Rider each incarnation, kind of like how they do it with Power Rangers.
Okay, that explains it then. That is a lot more. Because if a series goes over 100 episodes, it's very rare that I'm going to go for the full ride. Hunter x Hunter is the only one is the only longer running shonen series that I have gone for the full ride for. Naruto? Nope. One Piece? Only watched a couple of arcs. Fairy Tail made it to episode 50, then dropped it. Longer running shonen series, or just longer running series in general, are a hard sell for me.
You know, I think the best way to like really catch up on an anime is you could always just read the manga. Like, you'll probably catch up to the anime faster reading the manga than watching the actual show.
there's very few. What were you gonna say, SR? I'm sorry.
Oh, when it comes to long-running shows, it's almost always better to be lucky enough to get it during its inception and be caught up as the episodes come out.
Pretty much. The only shonen series I'm really making an exception for right now is the original Dragon Ball. Determined to watch all the way through that one.
And I tried doing that. Like, I made it all the way to like the ending of the World Martial Arts Tournament in which Goku lost to Master Roshi, and then I kind of just ended up dropping it.
What's that?
And I don't know, I probably got distracted by other shows. Although the longest running anime I've ever watched and finished completely was Yu Yu Hakusho, 111 episodes.
That's another one I've been meaning to check out.
Yeah, it's really good.
Anyway.
I remember the show from when I was younger, and then one day I just decided to go down nostalgia lane, and it was really good, especially the tournament. Or seriously, that is my favorite kind of arc. I just love tournament arcs.
If it is done by Togashi, it is going to be god levels of well done. That is the... I'm such a freaking fangirl.
Yeah, but trying to get through the old Dragon Ball Z episodes, just episode upon episodes of previously on Dragon Ball Z, they yelled for 20 straight minutes and charged up their attacks.
Yeah, not
Will
going
they
to
use their attack this?
Not going to try
Will
to
they use their attack this episode? Find out on Dragon Ball Z.
Nope. Once I'm done with Dragon Ball, if there's any other series I'm going to try and get through again that's Dragon Ball related, just gonna jump right back up to Super and maybe watch a couple of episodes for context as to who was that guy again. Oh yeah, he appeared for one episode during the Cell arc. Skip over 10 episodes of Goku screaming.
I need to get back into Dragon Ball Super. Like, I watched it like a couple months ago. I watched it all the way up to episode 19, and that was the last episode that was out for a while. And I meant to resume watching it, but then I just got distracted by school and other shows.
Since you made it up to the tournament arc in Dragon Ball Z, did you see the montage where Goku and Krillin were training under Roshi and all that stuff?
Yeah, I saw that. And I even watched that fight of Dragon Ball in which Krillin and Goku fought against each other. Yeah, I kind of miss those simple things. Like, yeah, Energy Blast and going Super Saiyan is cool and all, but it's kind of nice to see, like, just actual martial arts and techniques and charm to it.
In regards to some of the later or newer episodes in Super, they're making callbacks to Goku and Krillin training with each other. It is freaking fantastic. I love it. I am not going to spoil it.
Yeah,
I'm just using this.
I keep on doing this. Sorry.
I'm just setting that up as incentive to watch up to that point. That is all I'm going to say.
Like, I did see that one episode in which Krillin asked Goku to punch him.
I want you to punch me as hard as you can.
Hey, give it to Krillin. He was able to survive a punch from Goku.
That is something, considering what kinds of ridiculous power levels Goku has been able to ascend to. It's not just Super Saiyan Blonde anymore. It's red, blue, and
And if it's anything like Kryptonite, just wait till it gets to pink.
There is a Super Saiyan pink. Super Saiyan rose.
Yeah, I've heard about that, and I heard something about a black Goku, like an evil version of Goku, like I really need to get back into the show because those things caught my interest. Like an evil version of Goku, sign me up.
Unfortunately, the character does not live up to the hype, but I'll leave that up to your discretion. Also, Ari, nothing wrong with watching something like that. There was actually a Disney Channel show with a sketch where a couple of kids dressed up as Dragon Ball characters. That sounds like cheesy fun to me. I'd watch that.
And personally, sorry, Grandma. Personally, I didn't really like So Random. I personally found a show that came before that, Sunny with a Chance, way funnier.
It was interesting what kind of move Disney went for in regards to Sunny with the Chance. I'm pretty sure that was Demi Lovato's Disney Teeny Bopper vehicle that was going to give her an acting career and stuff like that. But something happened. Demi left Disney.
Like she had some kind of mental breakdown, I think.
Yeah, and then Disney didn't want to completely lay off the other actors and cast and crew involved in that. So you got to give them some credit for coming up with So Random and giving the kids a chance to continue on, at least for a little while longer.
Although I hate that Disney show Bizarre Rock because one, it's an obvious rip off of iCarly, and two, it pretty much feels like an insult to me as a YouTuber. Bizarre Rock.
Never heard of it.
Exactly. Only the only good, I mean, like, I watch most of the live action shows on Disney, but the only two I can really call good is Gold Meat World because only that's like the most mature Disney show Disney have had in a long time in terms of live action because it actually tackled real things. Like in one episode, they actually had the girl Maya talk to her dad, but the dad abandoned her and her mom back when she was like 5 years old. Like that was actually really mature and an emotional episode.
Wow.
But of course, Disney decided to cancel that show, and even the Gold Meat World creators said like Disney didn't let them go as deep as they wanted to, similar to Boy Meat World. But now there's this whole pension in which fans are trying to get Netflix to like get the rights for the show and let Gold Meat World continue on Netflix. Because it really is a good show.
Get it.
Yeah, see, Netflix have been killing it in terms of TV shows. Like Scrooge, you really need to watch Series of Unfortunate Events. It is such a great show. And Neil Patrick Harris' performance as Count Olaf is amazing.
I want to read the books first so I have context for what's going on in the show. It just adds an extra dimension to stuff.
Oh, yeah.
As someone who has read the books before, I can tell you, whilst you may be a little bit lost, it doesn't necessarily matter because they put enough of a modern spin on some of the dialogue, like some of the fourth wall breaking, that it doesn't really matter.
Although I did like whenever they said something like for example, like Scrooge don't get it, but like when they mentioned the sugar ball, when Olaf like, where's the sugar ball? My book knowledge was like, I see what you did there, Whiters. I see what you did there.
Getting back to Netflix original series, going full circle back to Trollhunters.
Yes, Mama. Hold on a second. I'll be right back.
No Corey in the house memes. No. We're getting no. You are banished. No, you may not pass go. You may not pass this point. Okay, Trollhunters.
Let's see. Which villain was better, Bular or Angor Rot?
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, I'm going to look these two up real quick. So,
look what up.
Bular and Angle Rot from Trollhunters. Just
Wait, those who have a ship?
no. We
No.
were comparing who was the better villain or
Oh.
antagonist.
I wouldn't be surprised because shows have some of the weirdest ships.
Okay, between Bular and Angle Rot, now that I have a reference for who Bular is, I'm gonna have to give it to Angle Rot. He was a much more intriguing villain, considering what the biggest reason why he was there and why he was even helping Strickler, that he was kept under the control and influence of that ring. He was so deceptive, devious, had a whole dangerous game hunter kind of vibe to him because he played with the Troll Hunter before actually stepping up his game and getting really intimidating. That was really unnerving in some respects. Just how he'd stand in the shadows just out of reach with this really sadistic smirk on his face and just woof.
Yeah, I did find him. That's all.
Well, even though Bular is voiced by Ron Perlman, I really feel like his character could have been more intimidating if, like, say, Strickland was the forefront force against Jim in the, like, beginning, and Bular was more of a shadowy, like, overlord in a sense that you saw kill the previous Troll Hunter, but was like, oh, the next Troll Hunter is a human, whatever. Strickland, you and your changeling filth can easily deal with that, but then eventually when the bridge gets more complete, he decides to come in and like basically like, all right, fine, if the changelings can't deal with you, I'll kill you, and basically be a wrecking ball as opposed to Strickland's more conniving, strategy based problem solving that Jim and his crew would be more used to. But instead, they had Bular kind of show up and be a bit like, I guess after a couple of losses, he kind of seemed less threatening to me, even though he is intimidating looking. But when it comes to Angor Rot, I liked him a lot better. It's just kind of it's just sad the fact that they killed him off before exploring too much of his backstory.
Exactly. Like I found Engelwatt to be an interesting villain, and he definitely had that whole menacing aspect. But I feel like he was supposed to be like a sympathetic villain. Like we were supposed to feel sorry for him, and like they kind of touch on his backstory, but they didn't really like dive into it.
I don't think he was meant to be sympathetic. They were just giving more. He just became more interesting when you found out what led him to the point that he was trapped by the ring. I would have liked to see him continue into season 2 as a big bad, or rather the secondary antagonist before you had the king show up.
Yeah, say he was a villain. Although, see, can we just talk about the fact that in Troll, one of the rules else failed, just go for the nods. Like they use that joke just enough that it's funny every time. Like I love how in like the 13th episode when everyone go to rescue Jim, Strickler like, Toby, you are out of your whack. And it told like step number 3, always go for the nod.
Rule number 3, go for the Gronk knots.
I also kind of like that fourth wall, like it was kind of like a fourth wall dog, like they bust through and he pressed the music, but then there's calm music play and they're like, oh hold on, I got this, and then like he switches to that walking wall battle music.
I think that might have been because of Guillermo del Toro's one of the movies he worked on with DreamWorks. It was Megamind. I think that whole scene was probably a reference to when Megamind takes over the city. And so you've got the boombox, you got Minion and stuff, you got like AC/DC, and it's like, all right, man, you turn off the music, and he pushed the button, and instead it's that one song. Loving you. I said, turn it off.
Yeah,
I'm trying. It's like,
I really liked Mega Man. That was a really good DreamWorks movie. Although seriously, I really love that DreamWorks movie Trolls. It was really good.
I got this feeling inside my bone.
Inside my bone.
It goes electric. I can't believe I went out of my way to see that in theaters.
And I decided to see it because I was hearing good things, and the recent trailer made the movie look good, and I'm like, what the heck not? And not I've been hearing good things about it, and I found myself really enjoying the movie, and I totally shipped Poppy and Branch. Like when Branch was singing that song, and like he was like, and I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors. That's why I love you. I was like, I literally in the day, I was like, oh.
well, it's a bit confusing for DreamWorks to have worked on 2 different properties with Troll in its title in the same year.
Yeah, that is kind of ironic.
What I find kind of fun is that one is meant to be an original, kind of fairly unique series by itself with less restrictions on it, with it being on Netflix, being allowed to run its course with little to no restrictions. And then the other is a shameless grab for let's revitalize the toy line that was popular back in the 80s, I think, or 90s. I remember seeing those naked plastic troll dolls, and then where you were expecting a hopelessly shameless pander fest, Trolls was surprisingly well done. It played the story straight, but it did so, it hit all the right notes it needed to for a fairly fun, really enjoyable watch. I'd recommend popping that in and playing it while you're working on something or just want something lighthearted and fun to watch it. It's a decent movie.
Exactly. And since if Trolls surprised me, like a lot of people have been saying Boss Baby looked terrible, but I'm like, I thought Trolls was terrible, but that turned out to be a good movie. So I'm willing to give you the benefit of doubt, DreamWorks.
There's just one trailer I always dread when I go to the theater.
What's that?
The Boss Baby trailer. Every time it pops up, I'm just like, I am glad I brought my DS with me.
Oh.
And in response to El Pena, I mean, Jim and Clara, like, yeah, I get they're kind of in a relationship, but not really. Yeah, like they aren't official boyfriend, girlfriend. I don't feel like that needs to be stated. But yeah, with Steven and Connie, I wish those two would just kiss already. I mean, seriously, how long are they gonna be dragging that out? Just let them kiss already.
I don't really care. They'll put them together. The writers will have them get together when they feel like it. Things are fine where they're at right now.
Yeah,
That's
like
good.
true. Plus, it would make that kiss even sweeter. Like I remember when I found out Rigby and Eileen there, I was like, okay, silly writers, when are you gonna make those two kiss? And in the finale, when Rigby just grabbed Eileen and kissed her, I was yelling, yes, 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 finally.
Now, Rigby and Eileen, I'll give you that one. That was one of the couples that, come on, I would have liked to see them develop it on screen. I wanted to see those two at the forefront because after what happened with Mordecai, CJ, and Margaret, it'd be great to see one of the leads have a really healthy, fantastic, fulfilling relationship with Eileen. You can see it in the few interactions they have, but
I mean, we did have
see
some
them get together on screen at the forefront. in the forefront. I want
Okay,
to see
fair.
Rigby ask Eileen out. I want to see that.
Okay, fair point, fair point. Honestly, again, I was like really surprised in the Eileen flat screen how Rigby was like, first he decided to just set up a flat screen TV and then we'll just hear about all these times Rigby was hanging out with Eileen. And I'm like, where were these episodes?
Yeah.
I think it's moments to pretty much illustrate that there are things that's going on between episodes in a sense of it would kind of be a bit boring and non-realistic to have every episode be one day or a few days within someone's life. Like if you actually look at Phineas and Ferb as one day in summer. Summer would have ended a way long time ago. In fact, they actually made fun of that in some of the later shows
Yes.
where Phineas just like, it just does seem like summer is a little bit longer than I thought it was. Or
like in that one episode, Doofenshmirtz like, it feels like this summer have been going on for years now. Or like how beautiful was like, wait, summer not over yet? Because I feel like we've gone way over 104 days.
Or like if you take Gravity Falls, as each episode takes place for one day of summer, that you'd be short a couple of days.
Well,
Okay.
actually, as you can tell in journal number 3, in each episode, they kind of have the date of which that episode happened in the summer. If you pay attention to that in the journal number 3.
In regards to your point, SR, I agree. I'm still going to argue. I would have liked to see at least 1 or 2 episodes with direct Rigleen stuff. Like one focusing on Rigby finally asking Eileen out. That's all I'm asking. It doesn't need to be a strategic follow every single little move they make. Just one focusing on Rigby and Eileen. That's all I'm asking for. Maybe 1 or 2. Yeah, 1 or 2 focusing on Mordecai and CJ.
I mean, we did get some Rigleen episodes.
Yeah, the closest I can think of is the episode where Rigby was trying to plan a surprise for Eileen.
Okay, there is that one, so I can't complain too much. I'm still going to anyway.
I would tell you to just read a fan fiction about it, but just stay out of the regular show fan fiction. Seriously, stay out of that fan fiction category. Like 90% of it is like Mordecai X Rigby or Mordecai X Benson or Benson X Rigby or Rigby X Gift. And I'm like, what the heck?
Oh my god.
I'm not just talking about couple, I'm talking about like the majority of the stories. Cartoon guy. No, Mordecai and Margaret kind of broke up in like the season 4 finale because she went off to college. Then in the New Year's episode, Mordecai and CJ kissed, and then from there they ended up becoming a couple, and I absolutely loved them. But then Margaret had to come back and ruin everything, and my OTP didn't end up together. Silly, like again, just like I mentioned in the regular show live stream, like yeah, I get what the creators were saying in what they wanted it to have. Like Mordecai, like kind of moved on from Margaret and CJ, and he ended up finding his own happiness. And it was meant to show that the people you think are your soulmate aren't gonna be your soulmate for the rest of your life. And one part of me, like, that is a very mature thing to teach, kid. While the other part of me, like, did not fair. Mordecai and CJ should have been together. CJ was such an awesome character.
I would have liked a little bit of character development for Bat Lady. I'd be a happy camper with just that. Bat Lady, I'd like to see some follow-up on what she's like.
Yeah, well, there's always a chance for like maybe there'll be a comic focusing on that, or maybe like a reunion special episode. I don't know. Like, I'm glad Mordecai found happiness, but I just really like CJ. She was such a great character, and yeah, before CJ came into the picture, I did check Mordecai and Margaret. But if you compare CJ to Margaret, CJ kind of like Margaret not completely blind, but compared to CJ, I mean, we know more about CJ. We know her interests. She a really cool person and character. I mean, just comparing the two, CJ is just a better character.
Let's see. Da-da-da-da.
Well, arguably, CJ did get more active development and screen time with Mordecai, whereas Margaret, she was just presented as Mordecai's love interest with little to no character development outside of that.
I mean, they did try to give her a bit of development in which, like, she tries to find that news story. And there was that one episode in which Mordecai and Margaret kind of like just hung out after they broke up and tried to make things awkward. And I appreciate them doing that, but I just wish Miss CJ and I wish they kind of concluded their stories in the show too. I would have at least liked to see like CJ still being friends with Eileen and them.
We'll agree there. Cast a regular show. If by some, okay, yeah, I know you're probably not going to watch this, but if possible, as a fan, I would love to see a reunion special, and I'd like to request character development for Bat Lady, and what happened to CJ and Margaret. Thank you.
Yes.
Let's see.
Okay, so what did everyone think of that scepter that Cleo got? Like, it seemed to be fueled by hatred and anger. Like, what thoughts would you think about to activate that portal? Honestly, I would just think about the time my older cousin threw away all my Yu-Gi-Oh cards I worked really hard collecting.
I tend to let things go in a sense. Like I don't try and hold on to too much. I mean, not to say that I can't think of anything because I can write a pretty dark story. But
that better not apply to what's going to happen in Lily's Dominator.
Oh no, why would I ever do that?
I need to read that comic. I've seen that cover. I've been meaning to like just binge read the entire comic series.
Well, I just got done with an arc, so. But but yeah.
You evil bastard! Are you going to kill Kitty next?
Isn't he already dead?
Although, is everyone ready for spring? I'm so ready for so many of my anime to become back. One Punch Man, My Hero Academia, Blood Blockade Battlefront. See, seriously, you two need to watch Blood Blockade Battlefront. Like my friend Wilson got me to watch the show because I tried getting him into Gravity Falls. Sorry, guys, I love my voice. Like I tried getting him into Gravity Falls, but he didn't really find it that interesting. But then he showed me Battle Blood Blockade and said that he knew I was gonna love it since it really had kind of like a Gravity Falls vibe to it. And it does. Like it is. I mean, the animation is great. Like it's done by Trigger Studios. The dub is great. Plus, it's just so refreshing to see an anime take place in like a real world location. Like, does though the show takes place in New York City, like most anime seem to take place in like Japan or a Japan inspired world. So it's really refreshing to see an anime take place somewhere else.
I have a joke for that. I will look through my YouTube history to find it. But as for
Cartoon guy, the fact that Margaret had a human and bird parent, I made a video kind of touching on that. Because of how the show was set up, you have human and anthropomorphic characters living in a world where that kind of relationship is acceptable. Margaret had a string of human boyfriends. Mordecai kind of flirted with the human gal once when he was a teenager. Benson's girlfriends tend to be human. Since the show set that particular precedent, I'm not that bothered by it.
I'm really interested into how high five goes in Celia had a kid. Like, how did that happen?
That's the part that I'm not going to think about. Don't need to think about that.
well, it's simple. It's like that scene. It's like that Patrick Swayze scene from Ghost.
Never seen that movie. What is it about?
A guy gets killed, and he's a ghost, and he's trying to find out who killed him while protecting his, I think, wife or fiance or girlfriend. And there's that infamous potter's wheel scene where she's working on a piece of pottery, and he's a ghost, and he's behind her and stuff, and it's.
Oh God, I've seen that pop up in parody videos and YouTube too.
Yeah, they made a joke about that in Community. It's like, and if anyone does the Patrick Swayze ghost thing, they are instantly failed from this class.
Although speaking of parody, like have either of you seen that parody in which like you see like you see characters like dancing on a stage? Like, have you seen that video or GIF like characters in anime format just dancing on a stage to some kind of beat?
No.
Yeah, one of the Tumblr people I follow, she or he, I don't remember, was really big into the anime where that comes from. So I've seen a good deal of
Well, actually, that actually originated from Blood K-pop. Like, see, you two need to watch this anime, and like the intro and ending song, you will never want to skip them. They will be stuck in your head forever. Like, I guess I can send it to Google Hangouts. Like, just listening to the ending song, it is so catchy. It will never leave your head.
How catchy is it compared with the Soul Eater opening?
or the One Punch Man theme.
Oh, hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Or My Hero Academia. See.
Or even Osumatsu-san.
Oh, all the 365-day song of Assassination Classroom. That was a really good one. See, the Assassination Classroom was crazy. Like, they let you know from day one that the teacher is going to die. Yet when he dies, you still end up crying. How do you cry over a character you know is going to die?
Good writing.
Yeah, good writing. I'm gonna send a link to the post, or not post, the video that is a joke, like another anime set in New York.
Oh no. Oh no.
Let's hear it for the boys.
What the heck is this?
Cypher.
Very interesting. What the heck?
Let's hear it for my man.
Let's hear it for my baby.
Cheesy 80s music.
But what do you guys think of the ending song? I said, seriously, isn't it so catchy?
I'm gonna wait till after the stream.
Mention me what you think of it. Okay, so back. Okay, so how did everyone react to Aug's death? Like, I was really kind of sad because Aug was such a great character. I really liked him. He was such a giant softie, and I really loved his friendship with Toby.
Arg isn't technically dead. Oh, shit. I can't believe my brain's fogging up like that. Now I remember. Ugh, I think it blocked it out because it's just... Ugh.
I figured he was gonna die. Like, as soon as I saw the scratch, I'm like, well, he's gonna die probably at the end, more than likely at the end. So I was already steeled towards it.
I mean, I was hoping that maybe they could somehow find a cure as long as nothing else bad happened to him. But no, he ended up sacrificing his life to save his wingman, Toby.
Yeah.
And then Revenge on Angkor Wat.
Yeah, see, I just love how Toby like, I'm gonna kill you, and then he just like smashed Angkor Wat even to more pebbles after he was already destroyed. And I've heard of the anime card fight Vanguard, and yeah, I kind of have avoided it because from what I've seen from the picture, it kind of does seem like a lamer version of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Let's see. Quick round of favorite troll character.
Troll, again, I gotta go with Og. Like, I like Blinky, he was really entertaining, but Og was just such a great character.
I'm going with Drawl.
The lady who
was
kept
good.
calling the troll hunter for insignificant, ridiculous stuff. That was my favorite troll.
The gnomes, they are attacking.
And I also like what they did with gnomes in this series. And I'm really glad that one gnome, Little Chompy, turned out okay.
Gnome Chomsky.
Although let's talk about the real ship of the show, Noam Chomsky and his lady doll. Man, that was such a beautiful relationship.
Yes. Okay, I was going to say this as kind of an April Fool's joke kind of surprise thing, but those are the two I picked for the February 14th shipping corner. Noam Chomsky and weird astronaut Barbie doll thing.
I know for my shipping video, like for the one I let my viewers decide, my 4 candidates for the shipping view are Nagisa and Kayano from Assassination Classroom, Midoriya and Uwakawa from My Hero Academia, Simone and Nia from Gurren Lagann, and Leo and White from Blood Blockade Battlefront. I'm thinking about maybe adding a more shipping, but like while I love that ship, that ship have way too many discussion videos.
What ship is that?
I'm more shipping Ash and Serena.
Yeah, considering that's been over glutted, I'd want to put a bookmark on that and wait until some of the hype has died down. If there's any truth to the rumors that Serena would be making a trip back to Alola, then I'd say look for an opening there and discuss it then, but at this point in time, you just get buried by the mountain of other people making videos about it. That's a secret tip I'd give to anybody that's hell-bent on discussing shipping or whatever else. Either discuss it because you really want to discuss that couple, or if you really want to get in on the hype train or get a couple of views, wait for when the show's becoming relevant again or a certain character is becoming relevant again.
Although silly like the show, but I'm gonna need to do some Adventure Time. I'm gonna need to rewatch some episodes of Adventure Time again to refresh my memory of certain ships, like for the Finn shipping video I'll be doing.
Also, well, speaking of shipping, PC and I are going to be teaming up for a video on February 11th where we have a lightning round of viewer suggested ship. We both give our thoughts on it. Snap, go. Something like that.
Yeah, I plan on making a list of ships for the lightning round.
A list? A list, you say?
It's gonna be a long list.
My list senses are tingling.
Hey, SR, would you be up for another Headcanon Hive Valentine's Day special discussing ships and whatever else?
Let's see if I'm doing anything that day. According to my schedule, I am clear from now till forever.
Wait, what day does February 14th fall on this year?
Saturday.
Saturday. Okay, actually that... No, February 14th falls on a Tuesday.
On Tuesday. Mm-hmm.
Okay, never mind on that then. Going to just shoot for the 18th for the Valentine's special then.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
Yeah, I was looking at the January calendar. I forgot to press down.
Okay, so I guess we can all do the shipping video on the 18th. That give me some more free time. Hey, good thing I don't have a girlfriend for the 19th year in the war. Otherwise, I may actually be busy in February.
Bucko, look, I'm single myself. Being single isn't that bad. When it comes to looking at prospects or finding people to go out with their date, I think one of the worst ways a person can approach it is just go up and ask any random person out. No, you find a group of people you hang out with. Find a group of people to hang out with that has mutual interests. Kind of get to know the people in the group, and there might be somebody who you kind of had chemistry or connection with. That's how I met my previous partner. And
I normally go to places and what I go to, like Barnes and Nobles or Hot Topic.
I'm just going to go ahead and say this. So sick of the bitter, cynical, I hate Valentine's Day because I'm lonely. Don't pull that bullshit on me, okay? Go hang out with your buddy. Go hang out with your buddies. Go watch cartoons. Just treat it as another day. Rather, it's not the universe hates you because you're single day. It's just another Hallmark holiday to shill pointless shit. That's what it is.
Yeah, I know that. Although, you know what's coming up in February, or a couple of special, like, in February, there are a couple of occasions. Like, one, it would be the 1 year anniversary of Real McGinn. Like, it would be over a full year that Gravity Falls have officially been over.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
It's been a year already?
It will be the 1 year since August saying, Celie, do you think it was intentionally done to air that episode like the day right before Valentine's Day? Like the day before Valentine's Day, they aired the episode that involved one of the most popular ships sinking. That cannot be a coincidence.
I had seen other rumors saying that the premiere date for Weird Mageddon coincided. It was the reverse when the series premiered.
Yeah, and also, like, I think February the 14th 16th. Like, I know Northwest Mansion Mystery aired in February. Like, hold on. Because remember last year I tried doing this thing like National Pacifica Day. Northwest Mansion Mystery aired on February 16th. Yeah. February 6th. February 16, 2015, the day that Pacifica no longer became a quack ship.
Pacifica shipper in the house. Can't really blame me on that one. I prefer Dipsifica, but I also like Pacifica. I have a weird ass multi-shipper.
I could see my Pacifica happening, but the Pacifica is a superior ship. Alpha ship.
No, not doing that. What ship you prefer really gets chalked up to subjectivity. And here, since nobody ended up together, I'm just going to stop it right there.
And like I discussed in my shipping video, like when I talked about Dipsifica, Wendip, and Candip, like Dipsifica is an OTP. Wendip I could actually see happening once Dipper get older. Like once Dipper reaches 18, they could probably hook up, because seriously, if Phoebe could end up with Vanessa, I'm pretty sure Dipper could end up with Wendy. And like Esther, I know you mentioned like when I told you that about the whole, and you say like you found the whole age difference thing kind of real, like you do realize that there have been way bigger age differences. Like Greg and Rose got together, and Rose was like 4,000 years older than Greg, and you find a 3-year age difference to be weird.
Are you talking about Dipper and Wendy?
Yeah.
Just for context here. In regards to why the age difference is so awkward there, it's because with ages 13 and 15, they're at different stages of development. Wendy is far into puberty. That's what the big deal is. If they were a lot older, like Wendy was like 20 and Dipper was 18, it wouldn't be a big deal. It's just, there's a lot of...
Like once Dipper reaches 18, like I could see him and Wendy hooking up. Heck, I've seen tons of fan comments about those two ending up marrying each other. But see, was anyone else super surprised that Phoebe ended up with Vanessa? Like, I thought that was just like a little cute throwaway joke, but like when we actually see Phoebe and Vanessa in Act Your 8, I'm like, holy cow, Phoebe actually ended up with Vanessa? I did not see that coming. Okay, Grandma. Like, how did you guys react to that?
Good for Ferb.
Hey, buddy. I didn't even realize it was the last episode until someone mentioned it.
Of what? No, the last episode of Phineas and Ferb was titled, of course, The Level.
Excuse me.
See, though, like that, there was a couple of unopened plot holes. Like they had an episode in which Stacy discovered Perry's secret as a secret agent, and you think that they're gonna go somewhere with that, but they never really went anywhere with that plot thread.
Huh.
You didn't see that episode?
I didn't really keep particularly avid tabs on Phineas and Ferb. It just got stale after a while.
I wouldn't say the show. They're like the creator decided to end it eventually because they didn't want the show to go on for too long. I guess I could see how it would become stale, but at the same time, my favorite thing Only one of my favorite things about the series was the music. You gotta admit, Phineas and Ferb had some of the best songs.
That was one of the big selling points for the show, to be honest.
Basically, when it comes to Phineas and Ferb and its repetition, is that similar to regular show, it's best to watch it in small bursts. Otherwise, it'll be like, yeah, you can. I mean, the writers even made fun of like oh, I know what we're doing today. Hey, where's Perry? The whole like every single thing that they say in the episodes, they eventually started making fun of it in the later show. So it's best to watch the show in small bursts, similar to regular show, because things are just kind of formulaic in a sense. So, ugh.
See, I love how in the finale, Vanessa just went like total Dr. Phil on her dad and was like the only reason why he tries to act evil is because he thinks he because of his backstory, but in reality, he's actually a really nice guy. Although, Celia, how did you all react when you saw the Phineas and Ferb movie and Isabella kiss Phineas? Like, did anyone else squeal, or was that just me?
I figured they were going to do something like that. Of course, I think they also did that again in the episode.
At your age. Yeah,
in
like
the episode where Dr. Doofenshmirtz makes the that beam that turns everyone into pharmacists.
No, they didn't kiss in that episode. Like, Isabella tried telling Phineas how she felt about him, and she did end up doing it, but then she had all their memories erased. Like, I love how in saying the man she kissed him, and he like, Isabella, and she like hit it call. Like, she was like, hey, we getting our memories erased, so I'm gonna take advantage of this and kiss Phineas. Like, would you just do that with your crush? Like, if you knew you and your crush, like, you was like standing next to your crush and you knew your memories were about to be erased, would you be like, screw it, neither of us gonna remember this anyway, and just kiss them?
No.
Nope.
Really? I mean, not like neither of you guys would really remember it.
It boils down to this. Most of the people that I have a crush on or end up crushing on, the feelings do not get reciprocated.
I feel your pain. I feel your pain.
Not really so hung up on it anymore. The latest crush I had was a weird ass one. Ended as quickly as it came though, so can't complain too much.
Well, again, I'm really glad Phineas and Isabella hooked up. Though the Phineas and Ferb ship I really like was the Baljeet and Ginger little woman. Like, that was kind of fun. Their little instances, like when Ginger was like, I found a cute boy badge, and like Gretchen just like took off that badge off of Ginger. Or like how in that B episode when she was like talking to Baljeet, and when Phineas called him, Baljeet was like, ain't that something, dude? I'm talking to a really cute girl. Plus, I also like how in the Act Your Age, he mentioned Misty. Like, there was an episode in which he kind of went on a date with his friend from India, and like when he mentioned that name, Ginger was like, Misty, and I go like, let it go, Ginger. Although apparently people ship Baljeet and Buford.
I know somebody who does.
You?
No, somebody else, but I'm not going to say their username because I'm pretty sure I'd embarrass them.
Have anyone here written a romantic fan fiction? I made a couple. Like, I made some Pacifica, and then I kind of made a Pokemon one called Tag Team tournament affair. Like it was like a mole shipping and slight laser blade shipping, like the shipping of Clement and Karina.
My horrible secret is I have written a novel-length fan fiction about my old OTP, and I am very embarrassed that this exists.
What's the OTP? What's the OTP?
Alejandro and Heather from Total Drama World Tour. How the hell did I manage to write a novel like this? Can you see why it's so friggin' embarrassing?
What is it even about? Like, what's the plot?
They're in high school. They meet in Spanish class. They start dating, and then I introduced Alejandro's evil older brother, and he stirs up trouble, and drama happens, and
Maria.
See, speaking of total drama, do anyone else agree total drama also get like way too much hate? Like, yeah, I can understand where the hate comes from. Like, yeah, that season did have a couple of problems, but personally, it's one of my favorite seasons just because of that Mal storyline. Like, I really enjoyed Mal as a character. Like, he was just so evil, and I love that, you know, journey that Mike went on inside of his own brain.
cartoon guy. Yeah, I did have a crush on a cartoon reviewer back in like 2014, 2015. Guess I might as well just go ahead and say who it was. Mr. Enter. It is long gone by now, but it's been... I'm so embarrassed.
But yeah, thoughts on All Stars, like, do you think it's overhated?
All Stars, in regards to that one, I don't remember a lot about that particular total drama season.
Honestly, the thing that most memorable to me was the whole Mao storyline. Again, I just love that Mao storyline. It was such a great thing. Like, what did you guys think of the Mao storyline?
Mel, kind of mixed feelings on that. I think I would have liked him better if he weren't one of Mike's alternate personalities. In regards to the characters overall, Mike's gimmick being multiple personality disorder, that really could have been... In retrospect, I think that they just should have made Mike a completely different character and had Mal be his twin brother or something like that got on last minute for All Stars. Just not doing the multiple personality thing.
I actually really like the multiple personality thing. I found that like a really cool thing to do. And I kind of like it how like after Revenge of the Island, Mike kind of like you tried using that to his advantage, but Mal was just so evil. He was like, one by one, they will all fall. Like, I hated him, but he was just such an over the top evil villain. I just couldn't stop in not liking him. Like that one scene in which he started to talk to Mike in his mind. Mike was like, he's messing with innocent people, and he has to stop. Oh, no. I'm just getting started. Although, see, a lot of people really complain about storyline, or a lot of people really complain about that whole reset. That's offensive to people with multiple personality disorder. One, it's a cartoon, get over it. Two, they have done way crazier stuff than that. And three, South Park and Family Guy have done way bigger things than that. Like, see, I think some people take things way too seriously in cartoons. I love cartoons. I'll debate about them, but some people take them way too far.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
It all depends on the subject matter and how it exactly it's handled.
Although
Yeah.
Total Drama also did create a new ship, a ship that I never thought I would be shipping. Gwen and Cam, like, I don't know, something about those two just kind of screamed potential. I just love how in the finale everyone was just kissing each other, and Gwen was like, what the heck, and gave Cameron a kiss on the cheek. And like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was just supposed to be a friendly kiss, but if you think about it, based off of their friendship we saw up in All Stars, and they actually do have a couple of similar interests, like they're both amazing artists. Like, and after Gwen whole drama with Trent and Duncan, I think it would be a good change of pace for Gwen. I don't know. I just think Gwen and Cameron would be a good couple.
That'd work.
Although when I watched with Donkey Let's Wait, a part of me did kind of ship Elodie and Cameron together.
Someone's cat is on the prowl.
Oogie.
Although I do remember at the beginning of All Stars that for some reason I shipped Cameron and Courtney together because I feel like those two would probably, because like based off of
no.
What happened to the? Oh, there it is.
Cameron can do much better than Courtney.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of a shame because I haven't in a long time, but when I've seen like old episodes of like season 1 Courtney, I'm like, Courtney used to be a really, I don't hate her, but she definitely had downgraded, and I'm like, if you look at Courtney in All Stars and Courtney in Total Drama Island, her character kind of went downhill because she used to be a lot nicer in Total Drama Island.
Yep. Then she became mega bitch, for lack of a better way of describing her character.
Although I really love Total Drama Action because of two characters who got great character development. Beth and Lindsay got great character development in that series. Since they were no longer head of Lucky, they really got to develop on their own. Beth made it to the final too, and I was really rooting for Beth to win. I even voted for her online. And I like how Lindsay kind of became smart. Like, she still had her dumb moment, but she also had her smart moments, like how she chose to invite Duncan to see that movie knowing it would mess with Courtney. Like, I really like the fact that even though she's dumb, she still has her smart moments. Although, did you guys hear like a couple months ago, like it was confirmed by Fresh TV that apparently Lindsay and Tyler broke up?
It is 9:02 where I am. I'm going to start wrapping this up.
Yeah,
Comments?
Yeah, it's 10:01 now. I gotta get ready for like church and stuff tomorrow. Okay, well, in regard to Trollhunters, like I found it a pretty enjoyable series overall. It had nice action, great characters, nice character development. Definitely stood itself apart from other superheroes, teenage shows in the sense that took itself a bit more seriously and made itself a bit more realistic so the viewer could really connect with a lot of the characters. And I can't wait to see what happens in season 2.
Yeah, I can't really wait for season 2. It'd be great to actually have a premiere date. Although, let's see. Favorite and least favorite episode?
Favorite and least favorite episode. Let me look at the. I got. I'm thinking. Oh, well, I guess for my least favorite episode.
I'll send a wiki list.
Netflix. I'm looking at the episode now. I guess for least favorite episode, it was that one in which Jim put on that necklace and kind of started acting like an arrogant joke. Like that was kind of painful to watch. As for favorite, so like that episode is called Young Atlas. For favorite episode, I'm looking. I like the Battle of Two Bridges, like the 13th episode. Like that was a really good episode because of all the action and the character drama and everything else. I also I guess that would be one of my favorite episodes. The Battle of Two Bridges.
I'm looking at the list. Let's see. I guess one of my least favorite episodes. Like I didn't like the episode where Jim had the totem and he became pretty much a joik. But I think a good episode in my mind is the Where Is My Mind, where everyone gets like pixied.
Oh yeah, I love how that one girl was like, I'm not naked.
It's like the whole school's tripping balls.
Although I felt really bad for Toby in A Night to Remember when that drama teacher had to give Toby mouth to mouth. Like, I'm pretty sure that is not how he wanted his first kiss to go.
The goblin leaders, how they just what they do to determine who's the leader. The little Sharpie mustache thing.
Oh, that was great.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious. And I love how they just went and attacked that truck. Like they didn't go after the bus driver, they went after the truck.
Because technically the truck killed him.
Oh, and I also like the development draw that. Like at the beginning, he was kind of a dick, but after Jim spared his life, him and Jim really formed a nice friendship.
Yeah, basically, Droll and Bular are interesting parallels in a sense of daddy issues. The difference is that Droll
got over it.
Yeah, well, kind of. He's just less obsessed with it. Because, like, whenever Jim is able to communicate with past Trollhunters, there's always Droll there, like, expecting Jim to be like, did my dad say anything about me?
And that's another thing. I'm kind of glad, like, how Jim pointed out what may have worked for them won't work for him, and like even though they may have worked alone, he realized he's stronger when he works together with his friend. Granted, he does that stupid like, oh, I don't want any more of my friends to get hurt. I gotta fight the bad guy by myself in the season finale.
PC, your mic is really crackling.
Hello?
I can hear you. It's just there's a bit of a
Yeah, like you got a bit buzzing out too. Oh no, do you know who the one character I really like from the show?
Okay, going to last comments and then we're wrapping up after this.
Okay. Well, my last comment is like I really like Eli. I really like him, and I was really expecting him to end up becoming a homecoming. So many bad things happened to that kid. I was just rooting for him. Like, I kind of really liked him.
All right. In regards to finishing comments about Trollhunters as a series overall,
Yeah, though, again, just like I said, great characters, nice action scenes, great animation, some nice character development, had some nice high stakes. Villains were good, still could have been a bit better. Overall, I give Trollhunters 7.5, maybe an 8 out of 10.
SR, last thoughts?
Can't wait for season 2. Although I'm kind of like
Put this away.
although I'm kind of like a little peeved at Jim at the end of season 1.
Yeah, see, I kind of hate that cliche and what it's like he will like after they lose.
Well, not so much the whole like him going off by himself. That I was like, oh yeah, I was expecting that. I'm just a little bit peeved that instead of like his mom was like, just after I forget all this, make sure you remind me. And he could have basically, instead of lying, he could have went like, yeah, after you get out of the hospital, I've got a few things I need to explain to you.
Exactly.
But right now I've got some, I got something to deal with. But other than that, season 1 is good, especially Angel Rot, one of the better villains.
Mm-hmm.
No offense to Ron Perlman as Bular. It's like Ron Perlman is pretty much a god in voice acting. But yeah, hopefully season 2 gets even better. And yeah.
Pretty much agree with everything that's been stated here. Engelrod, great entry for a villain in the series so far. Looking forward to what the King has in store. And highly recommend the series if you haven't checked it out yet. Hope there hasn't been too much spoiled. Check it out on Netflix. Good night, everybody.
Night.
Aloha.